What is something that has been eating you up inside and you just need to get off your chest anonymously? I can't settle on what I want to do with my life. I've tried different types of jobs and looked into different lines of work. I want to go back to school but can't decide for what. It's super frustrating and I feel incredibly stuck. I'm not happy. I haven't been in a long time and I'm just so alone. I'm tired of being sad. Just really tired. Need a break from life. I'm 18 months into my official recovery from anorexia today and don't know how to share my milestone with the people who matter. Also, my dog died a week ago. I want to quit teaching and pursue other opportunities more ideal for an introvert like me. A boring office job sounds great, but I have zero transferable skills and right now this teaching gig is letting me pay my mortgage and student loans. Every day I have to fight my anxiety and deal with unruly teenagers and toxic co-workers. I want out. Edit. Kind folks, thank you so much for all the positive feedback. I'm *OVERWHELMED* at the moment and don't know how to begin replying to all the comments, but I promise I'll read all of them. I need to see a doctor about my ongoing 8-week headache. At this point I just don't want to know. No, that insert website wasn't hacked. They just changed the layout. No, I can't change it back. I have no clue what I'm doing with my life. I just wander on emotionless, empty and tired. When I was 22, my dad died. I was absolutely destroyed by it. Recently my mother told me he wasn't my real dad. Some other guy was. He's still living, married to the same woman he was with when he stepped out with my mother. He and I have connected, hit it off. I care about him, etc. I have 2 siblings who didn't know I existed. His wife didn't know either. They all just found out and **** he hit the fan. Now his wife has forced him to dial back his relationship with me. Siblings have not reached out to me at all. I was a dirty secret for a bit and now I'm a burden to his family simply by my having been born. I have a wonderful family, had a great daddy who died too early. I feel guilty for my interest in my biological father. He is my BO, had that confirmed. And I'm drowning in shame and guilt over what his family is going through. I know none of this is even remotely my fault, but I feel bad just the same. I miss my daddy. I want this other new dad. I have my amazing siblings, and I want these new siblings too. I've lost so much of my identity in such a jarring way and now I'm grasping at what is left of me. And ******************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************* hurt by it all. I don't remember the last time I laughed really hard, and I seem to be unable to find a hobby that I like. Edit. Thanks all. I'm a bit overwhelmed and trying to respond and read everything. You're all amazing. I've come to the undeniable realization recently that many of the people around me like my family, but don't really like *me*. My brother is for whatever reason extremely likable. I'm a girl, but I see a lot of resemblance personality wise between us, and people just gravitate towards him, but are only cordial towards me. I witnessed my best friend drown in a terrible accident. Alcohol was involved. My best friend's parents asked me not to go to the funeral services, but wanted to hear the story a mere 2 days following the funeral. I have yet to share my story with them. I don't see the value at this point. It brings me anger almost every day because they asked me not to go to my best friend's services, like I was the bad guy. When I was a kid I heard a gunshot while walking down a street. I ran back home fast as I could, went to my room, and watched TV to calm myself down. Didn't tell anybody. 2 hours passed, and the phone rang. Mom told me my uncle died of a gunshot wound trying to stop a fight nearby. At the funeral we were told my uncle could have lived if paramedics arrived earlier. For 20 years I've always thought I could have saved him. I disconnected contact with my mother at the beginning of last year, and then she and her husband went on a campaign of sending me abusive and harassing messages by using different numbers and creating new social media profiles every time I blocked them. I feel like I had a malignant tumor removed. The true confession part of this is that I'm relieved not to be saddled with caring for that toxic old B***ch or cleaning out her F***king hoarder house when she dies. I'm meant to be the daddy to triplets, but my wife miscarried and lost all 3. I feel lonely. It's not that I'm alone per se, just the people in my life suddenly seem so superficial and distant. Scrolling through social media especially, I get a feeling of disconnect of how artificial and impersonal everything is. I hate this feeling of disdain for people I should genuinely care about, but I'm worried that, if I ignore it, I'll be sacrificing my own authenticity. Maybe I'm just a bad person. I have been letting my life self-destruct the past year after my best friend died, and use a disgusting amount of drugs to cope with it. I detest my job so much that it takes an enormous effort to show up every day, and I think I have a drinking problem, but drinking is one of the few joys in my life. I'm clinging to a man that I know has no interest in a future with me. I can't/won't let him go. School gives me anxiety now. I just want to stay in bed all day. I've always been the perfect kid, the goody two shoes, the A+ student, and I really don't want to disappoint my parents, but I want to throw up just in thinking of waking up and going. It's been 2 years and I feel incapable of getting over my ex. I've tried to date so many other people, but never feel anything close to that connection I had with my ex, even on our first date. I've tried to hold out, not everyone will spark right away, but they seem to fall for me and it pains me to hurt them in the same way I've been hurt. Not something I've got anyone to speak to about, but taking steps to get some professional help. I've been suicidal for the last decade and the thoughts have increased with frequency and intensity over time. My loved ones know this, but I stopped self-harming 5 years ago, and I've lost 2 very close people to suicide, so it's considered to be off the table. I've reassured them that it's not an option many times, and have mostly believed it myself. For the last month or so, the thoughts have been different. They've become practical. I have a detailed to-do list for getting my house, in order to make it as easy as possible for my partner. I recently updated my beneficiaries. I've been logging access information for utility accounts just in case. I've settled on a method and a time frame. The only thing not settled is location. On some of my better days, I've tried to reach out. I only really hang out with one person, but she was busy that day. When she asked why, I said I just really need a friend right now. She's my best friend, but she never brought it up again, so neither did I. I tried to bring it up with my partner, but he said something really insensitive and stopped me from sharing. I feel so isolated. If I don't tell anyone, I think he'll follow through. It's what I want, but I don't want to do this to them. But no one is listening. I don't think I'm going to have another birthday. Girlfriend left me after 8 years. We were high school sweethearts. For a guy she met 2 weeks prior, I don't really feel anything anymore. It makes me not feel human. I don't want to live anymore. I don't necessarily want to die, I just don't want to live, if that makes sense. I'm tired of trying, and it going nowhere. I'm tired of dumpster diving for scraps. I'm tired of hearing about how happy everyone is when I'm scraping myself out of bed in the morning. Edit. I was wondering why I kept waking up during the night. Woke up to F***king 57 and need messages on Reddit. This got a bit more attraction than I expected. I guess a lot of people feel the same way or close enough to at least relate. I'm sorry everyone. I wish life were fairer for all of us, and a touch more kind. I have cancer. Just found out on Tuesday. How the hell do you tell people? Like, should I just blurt it out? Am I supposed to call people, or can I text it? A few close friends I did call, but they didn't answer, so I left them a message to give me a buzz. They haven't called back yet. When someone who doesn't normally call you and does, call them F***king back. If you have a weak stomach, or don't like reading about periods, scroll on. I started my period when I was about 9. 9-year-olds are obviously not the most hygienic responsible people. My mom also didn't often put me in clothes that fit, or any clothes I was comfortable in. I was a weird child. I hated having panties touch me. This, accompanied by the fact that tampons were pretty foreign to my family, put me in some uncomfortable situations. Like the time I was being made to wear a giant pad in shorts in public. Nothing was pulled up to where it was supposed to be placed. I was uncomfortable, and I fidgeted the whole time we were grocery shopping. And suddenly I was just comfortable. I got home, and my pad was gone. Y'all, it fell out down an aisle in Kroger. I've never mentioned this to anyone. I'm 21, never had a relationship or even been kissed. Also didn't have any friends from age 10 upwards. I'm so lonely, but at this point I prefer the loneliness I know to things changing. Change freaks me out. Edit. Thanks all so much for your kind words. I do have gotten better in the last years. Found some internet friends. Got on antidepressives. Went back to uni. But yeah, the issues around relationships run deeper than that. Lately I have been thinking that the problem is me. Worse yet, I have no idea what to do about it. I'm a 42-year-old virgin with no social skills. I've never been loved. I don't even know what a hug feels like. I will most likely die single. I recently turned 60. Suddenly it seemed like everything hurt. My knee, my back. I have lifted and run 4 years. Wrestled and jiu-jitsu 4 years. Thought that's all over. Then yesterday I got with some old friends. Wound up wrestling for several hours and had a blast. Am not dead yet. I think I need to speak with a professional about my mental health, but I cannot afford it right now. I'm glad more celebrities and athletes are speaking up regarding mental health, but of course they can afford it. I understand it's important, but I can't afford thousands or even hundreds of dollars to spend on a psychiatrist or even to do a sleep study for my nightmares. What'll does something like this even cost? I don't have very good insurance. It's basically the lowest one I could get to avoid a penalty on my taxes. I don't mind spending the $40 copay for a general doctor's visit, but this would be a specialist beyond a general visit. Is there a payment per visit, or is it for the entire treatment? I have to do some research on my own, but curious if anyone has dealt with this. Edit. I appreciate everyone's support and encouragement. I'm going to look into this more in depth and see about getting my anxiety and nightmares under control. I went to 2 sessions with a psychiatrist and we did not mesh well. I know I'd benefit from seeing one, but the thought of having to find one that works is daunting. I'm very afraid of the future. I oftentimes feel like I can never pursue my dreams because I'm not good enough. I want to be a comedy writer, but I never grew up writing or acting like everyone else who wanted to be those things. I have never made an attempt because I'm afraid of not being good at it. It's like everyone finds their calling, and I cannot find mine. I think my medication is causing me to have anxiety attacks and I feel as though I have no control over it. I started taking Imuran to treat a potential autoimmune condition, joint pain, diarrhea and markers, about 5 weeks ago, and it is not helping yet. I have struggled with depression and mild anxiety for the past 5 years. I'm 19, and I'm studying engineering, and I'm too young for this. I struggle to relax fully, and I'm scared that I will not be able to be an engineer if this doesn't get better. I just need to talk to someone about it. Working on that, since I bottle everything up. Thanks for reading. Have a nice day. I owe the eyes $200 and has to be paid by the 30th. I also owe $160 to my old job and I have to pay it by December 5th or else they send to collections. I also am unemployed, desperately seeking work. I don't know what to do and I'm scared. Edit. Thank you guys so much for the advice. I truly feel like I can't breathe a little easier now. I will try and set up some arrangements and hopefully I'll land a job soon. I love you guys. When I first joined Reddit I was an openly homophobic moron. I no longer have those views at all. I'm ashamed that I ever thought that way. Ashamed and embarrassed. Edit. Okay, you can all stop now. I had to get rid of that second part, otherwise it would haunt me more than the original post I made. For anyone that's interested, I will not elaborate. I just want to point something out. I was 13 when I joined this site. Way too young, I know, but that was years ago. I'm 17 now. and a stupid F asterisk asterisk king kid. Also a S asterisk asterisk tty miscommunication happened. Quite literally. Also, thank you for all the kind comments. Long-winded. My girlfriend broke up with me a week and a half ago. We had broken up for a day or two a few weeks before, but we reconciled, and for the next few weeks everything was good. Met her grandparents who she said loved me more than any other boy we've met. We had some really great positive moments from then until a week and a half ago, when I hadn't seen her for a few days, and came over one night to sleep over, and noticed she had this blank look on her face. So I gently touched her face, and asked what was wrong. When she uttered those awful words, "I think we should break up." She gave me some smaller reasons about why she felt that way, but ultimately felt like I wasn't someone she saw herself spending her life with. She asked me to leave, and since then I have felt so broken inside. I've been through this kind of heartache before, and knew I should just leave it, but I love her with every fiber of my being and just had to reach out after a week or so. She answered my call, and reiterated what she said. I then broke down again, and texted her earlier today to much of the same conversation, except this time she was yelling, telling me how much of a turn-off it is for me to be so self-centered to keep trying to reconcile, and that she doesn't want to be with me, ever. So, yeah. I know I should have just kept NC this entire time, but my emotions got the better of me. Maybe it's because it was her birthday yesterday. I wish so badly to spend it with her. Now I'm left to pick up the pieces and try and make myself happy in the moment. Just hurts to be told they don't love you anymore. 2 years ago I absent-mindedly ripped a silent but deadly fart at work that was absolutely venomous. At the same time another coworker ripped a little baby toot. Everybody was laughing at him when our boss walked in the room right into my poison cloud. I'll let him take the fall. In 6 days I'm officiating the wedding of the girl I love. Spoiler alert, she's not marrying me. I thought I was handling it well, but tonight I read her vows and it crushed me inside. We're longtime friends, and I'm still glad I decided to say yes when she asked me to do the ceremony, but damn, I thought I had gotten over feeling like this. To forestall the inevitable comments about it, she knows how I feel about her. We sat down and had a serious conversation about it a while ago, and I respect that she doesn't feel the same about me. Still feels bad, man. Couple of weeks ago I met someone at an airport in Europe. Due to some unfortunate delays and cancellations we ended up spending quite a lot of time together that evening, and I felt that we had this rare connection that just doesn't happen every day or even every decade. I don't think I've ever felt like that with someone I just met. It was so incredibly easy and so comfortable to be around him. He got my jokes, and I got his, and it all felt right. As silly as it is, I miss him, and being around him more than I care to admit. He's married, lives in another city and another country than me. I don't know his name, apart from a very common first name. Since he's married, nothing happened as I didn't want either to be that person, but for some reason I can't get him out of my mind. I have no way of contacting him, and I will never see him again. I regret not getting a chance to say goodbye after the plane landed. We didn't sit close to each other, went separate ways to border control and his connecting flight. I was staying in that city. I just wanted to tell him asterisk I am glad we met asterisk. Make sure to like and subscribe for more daily content. Thanks for watching.